sing you a song not very long about a lazy farmer wouldn't hoe his corn. The reason why that young man is always well. That young man is always well.
Here, George, I got 2 kids over here.
Oh my goodness. Children. What happened?
Yeah.
This is horrible.
When he looked at now, the mother went crazy. She tried to kill him, I think. You need to get him seen real quick. This one's not been breathing for the last, well, I don't know how long. But this girl, is she still breathing as I hand them over, I'm assuming?
He quickly checks her.
Yeah.
He says, there's a pulse.
Okay.
It's weak, but there's a pulse.
Okay.
Thanks, I'll get them right in.
Yeah, you get right on it.
And he yells for people, and someone comes out with a couple of stretchers, and after a few checks, they realise that the boy is cold, but they wheel the girl in a rush, and he's sort of reaching into her mouth. He can see that there's a blockage. He rolls her over onto her side, and he's reaching into her mouth and trying to pull out some of the mortar or whatever it is that's stuffed in there. And she's you can hear a slight wheeze as he wheels them into the hospital. I don't know whether you want to follow in or whether you want to head back to the station.
Yeah, I'll follow along behind. I think it was like plaster of Paris or some kind of plaster anyway.
All right.
Completely covering the face.
Oh, God. How horrible.
Yeah.
Who would do such a thing?
I don't know.
They wheel them into an operating theatre, and you're kind of hovering, I guess, in the reception area.
Hey, we don't know what this is involved with, but there's foul play of one kind or another, that's for sure. So you want to get some hospital security on this door here, just in case.
Oh, all right, good idea. We'll do that.
Okay. Well,
we'll let you know as soon as we know what her condition is.
Please do. You know where you can reach me.
Sorry about the boy.
Yeah, I'm sorry about the boy too. You save his sister. I'll come back and check in as soon as I can. The city's crazy tonight.
Tonight? Hey, you must have had a hard day. Barely 3 o'clock.
Christ, well, George, you know I haven't slept in days, I don't think. But you take care of yourself.
Oh, you and the rest of the town. It's the heat.
Yeah.
It's hotter than a wombat's asshole.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
I don't even know what a wombat is.
Oh, fuck's that, some kind of mythos entity?
I don't even know what that is.
It's just what they say in Queens.
I tell you what, wombats have really weird arseholes. I know that for a fact, because I've seen one.
That's why it's so hot. Anyway, I better get to this girl. I don't know why I'm standing around talking.
Yeah, fucking hell. I thought there was someone else looking after her. Go.
In your mommy's arms you're sleeping, and soon dawn will come creeping with her Lula, 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 Lullaby.
The Apocalypse Players present The Afflicted, from Reckoning of the Dead by Noah Lloyd and Matt Ryan, with Dominic Allen as Detective Rusty Steele, Danann McAleer as Detective John Caramel, Joseph Chance as Detective Lorenzo Ferrari, and Dan Wheeler as your Keeper of Arcane Lore. Part 5. The Irishman.
So he runs in, the door slams behind, a couple of security guards come and take up their position on the door.
I think I wandered halfway back to reception, and then I dashed down a little corridor and sort of dry heave over a bin for a couple of minutes, and then sort of straighten up and light a cigarette in the hospital. Those were the days.
Yeah, of course.
And walk back out front.
Like to.
Yeah, why not?
To a patient.
There you go, kid.
One of the nurses says, "Oh, quick, can you breathe on this man? He's very sick."
Don't mention it.
Perfect. So are you heading back to the precinct?
No, I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I said that I'd meet him back at the motel. Maybe we arranged to meet back at the precinct. Either way, I'll honour whatever we arranged. It was quite a dashed sort of separation.
Yeah. Let's say for argument that you said you'd meet him back at the precinct.
Cool. So yeah, I'll hightail it back there. And if he's not there, then I'll go straight to the motel.
Sure. So, in the motel, Detective Steele has just placed Maria Vestry under arrest. She's as far as I recall, she's sort of inconsolable, hysterics, having just realised what she's done, looking at this, plaster, with this plaster on her hands, it's sort of crusted and lumps of it all over the room, and a bucket in the corner that she's clearly been mixing it up in.
Now, if I remember correctly, I called for backup, didn't I? Did I?
I'm not sure you had, but, well, we can say for argument that you've called for backup, yeah. And they're on the way.
Oh, maybe that was at the other place. Yeah, it was at the other place, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think I cuff her.
I think she submits without resisting.
All right, Mrs. Vestry, I need you to come with me. We're going down to the station.
Oh God. Oh God, what have I done? Oh God. Oh God.
We'll get to the bottom of that in time. But first of all, I just need you to come down the stairs and sit in the car.
All right.
And she stands up like a zombie, and then she turns around. She says,
"Can I get my coat?"
Where is her coat? Can I see it?
It's sort of slung on a chair in the corner of the room.
I go and get it for her, and I say,
"Is there anything else?"
My purse, some formula for the kids.
And she sort of breaks down crying. You see sat on the dressing table the items that she's mentioned, her purse, handbag, and a little bottle of formula.
I'll walk over and gather the stuff up, but while I'm doing it, I'm going to check her coat pockets and everything, and her purse, and see what's inside.
Great. Okay. Fantastic. So her purse is this, not a lot of money in there. There are some pictures of the kids, a picture of a man who you recognise as her husband, and just like loose change really, and a few receipts. And in her coat pocket, there's the keys to the motel room and a matchbook. And you can see the matchbook is from like a club called the Wails Club on Staten Island. And the other receipts in her wallet are mainly groceries, one or two other like bars and things, but mainly things that you'd expect. So the only thing that really stands out is this matchbook.
Interesting.
The Wails Club.
Well, I'm going to take her downstairs, get her in the back of the car. And actually, on the way out, I stop in the reception. Is the receptionist there?
Yeah.
I say,
Listen, I want you to leave room, whatever it was,
Oh, sure.
exactly as it is.
Of course.
My colleagues are going to be here.
So, you don't want us to go up and clean?
No, absolutely not.
Oh, we like to keep the place clean.
It's a crime scene. If you interfere with that room, you're going to be arrested.
Oh, God.
You'd be an accessory to something very, very significant.
Oh.
Do you understand?
I of course.
All right. We'll be as quick as we can.
Thank you. Please do.
One more thing.
Yeah?
I'm not sure I caught your name.
I can't even remember whether it was a man or a woman.
It was a woman, definitely, I think.
Was it? Alicia. My name's Alicia.
All right, Alicia. That's a nice name.
Thanks.
Be a shame if something happened to it.
Yeah, like the keeper forgot it.
All right, you've been very helpful, Alicia. Yeah, we'll be as quick as we can. I'd appreciate your discretion.
Of course. And yeah.
so yeah, I go and put her in the car and drive to the station.
Right, so I think Steele and Carmel arrive at around about the same time. I think one of you must have got a lift, right? Because you were in the same car on the way.
I took the car to the hospital. I think that might have been why you called for backup.
Fine. Well, let's say, for sake of argument, that backup arrived and you managed to put her in the back of a car and take her down the station. So you arrive back at the station and you take Vestry down to booking. You hand her in, you take all the receipts and the matchbook and her items into evidence. She has a belt and her shoes, everything taken away from her, and she's booked. And you head back to the station where the chief is waiting for you. Says, Steele, Carmel. Oh, hell of a morning.
Yeah.
Started pretty quiet, right? But, oh, boy, it's heated up.
You're not wrong.
Listen, get in here. This, somebody I'd like you to meet.
As we walk in, I just pat Rusty on the shoulder and just say, the boy didn't make it. The girl, maybe. And then follow in.
I don't say anything.
Not bothered.
No, I just internalise it stoically.
So he takes you into his office, where there's another man there, an older man, stood there. And he says,
I'd like you to meet an old friend of mine, a former cop. His name's Eamon Moran.
Ah, pleasure to meet you.
Oh, pleasure's all mine.
Huh. Right.
And Moran's got he's got some experience of strange cases.
Oh, yeah?
I tell you what, I don't want you to say anything until Ferrari turns up. Moran's got this idea that your cases may be connected.
Right.
I don't know, he said something about, when I mentioned dreams, he just had to come drive down all the way from Boston.
Wow, that's quite a trip.
Yeah, tell me about it. Taking him all morning.
Yeah, well, hopefully there is some connection.
I like to drive.
Do you?
Yeah.
Well.
I did a few donuts in the car park when I pulled up.
Yeah, so that was you. Yeah. You meant to eat those, but hey, you're not a cop anymore, I suppose.
No, not anymore.
Well, let's hope there is some connection, because these fucking cases you put us up for, Chief, no offense, but there's some dark shit is going on in this city right now.
There's a lot of people having some peculiar experiences, that's for sure.
And dreams they ain't.
Oh, hey, I think that's Ferrari now.
And he dashes out of the office. Moran follows him.
While they're out the room briefly, I turn to Caramel and I say, hey, you can tell that Irish guy ain't a beat cop no more.
Nah.
Such delicate hands.
Yeah, probably a fixer for the mob or something.
And then they make their way back in with Lorenzo Ferrari.
As he's coming in, do we know Ferrari? Renzo?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, I assumed we did. I just wanted to double check. Yeah.
Yeah.
Young, desk jockey. Skinny as anything.
Nice.
Uses his brain, but not that much. It's just famous for getting paperwork done really, really fast.
Nice. Probably the most useful person in the department.
Just speeds through it.
Yeah.
Ferrari. So these three walk in, and the chief says,
all right, I can't pretend to understand this all myself, but as I say, I made a call to Moran, and he wanted to come down and check it out himself, so
yeah,
I guess over to you, Eamon.
Thanks, Chief. So, when Chief McCarthy here called me, he told me some of you had been complaining of strange dreams or lack of sleep or something. And the chief says,
yeah, Ferrari's partner didn't even make it in this morning. And next thing I hear, he's been taken to hospital. First time I hear of someone being taken to hospital for poor sleep or bad dreams.
Yeah, well, it's not the first I've heard of it. So, boys.
Yeah.
Tell me, what do you got? What's happened?
Well, Renzo, you want to spill yours?
I take my handkerchief out and I wipe the sweat from my brow. And you see that there's blood on my cuffs and there's blood on the handkerchief as well.
Jesus.
And I look a little discombobulated. Tie is out of place. Not usually the way I normally look. I say, yeah, I got that guy Ed Robinson on ice. Looks like he killed his wife and his baby. There was a journal which I took, right, Dan?
Yeah, and as you say that, you realise it's still in your jacket pocket.
It's in my pocket, and I think I take it out. I hesitate in that classic way that I suspect it engenders all sorts of responses from all of the men in the room, but I'm completely oblivious to all of them. And my hand shakes slightly, but I still toss it onto the chief's desk, and I say, that was the journal. Got to say, pretty off-putting reading. Glad I didn't have it for breakfast, if you know what I'm saying.
You've had a good look at this already.
I tried to make a call to my partner as a result of reading it, but yeah. So anyway, I got him on ice. He came in easy, killed the baby. There was blood everywhere. Blood, it was thrown around, but I cleared a rug, and under the rug there was some kind of pattern. Some kind of, I don't know, some kind of eye maybe in a star shape.
Christ.
Looked like this guy's into some really sick stuff.
Yeah, sounds it.
Moran his back kind of straightens up when you say that. He says, I've heard that kind of thing before. Nasty business.
You have? Okay, well that's good. What are you two up for then, huh? And I nervously put in a cigarette, clearly keen to drop the floor to them. Or give the floor to them.
Sounds like we've all had a rough morning.
Yeah.
Well, our first call out was a noise complaint. Turned out it was a guy making effigies in his room out of dead dogs.
Yeah, stretch the skin over him.
Jesus Christ.
It was pretty fucked up, and this place stank.
God, I ain't smelt that
I ain't never smelt nothing like that now.
Not in my life.
Anyway, we got him, and he tried to run.
Tried to fucking jump.
He did try to jump. Remind me, did we get a book from him?
From Price? Clark Price?
Yeah.
No.
I remember there was writing, well, unless I'm just imagining this in my head, I thought there might be writing on the walls and stuff in
No, there wasn't actually.
There were these steel pyramids, sort of cage-like, stretched over with dog skin.
Couldn't remember if we got his, journal or something, or his diary.
No, you sort of discovered there was really nothing. Oh, as far as I recall, there was nothing of any.
But speaking to the neighbour, we found out he goes to clubs.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
He'd come back late.
Which also leads into the second deal of the day. Missing persons. Oh, music hall, dancing, that sort of thing.
Wait, this is a lot of people go to clubs. What's the?
We don't know what club. He wouldn't say, but
no.
I guess we could try and get it out of him.
Yeah.
It was his next door neighbor. She, some old lady. She wanted to make us coffee. Anyway, she said that the noise wasn't just the hammering and banging. It was also he'd come back late some nights. He didn't look like the kind of guy who frequents nightclubs.
Lanky mess of a man.
So it was kind of odd. Sounds like it was either an alibi or a euphemism or an excuse. Given the state of the apartment, I did ask him if he actually lived there. He claimed he did, but I wondered if maybe he had some other safe house or bolt hole where he lives, and that he does the mutilations in his apartment to the dogs. I don't know.
Describe to me. I'm sorry to make you relive it, but describe these sculptures.
Well, they were like sort of pyramids, were they? Would you say like conical?
I would say they were architectural.
Made out of like a wire framing, some sort of metal like bent into shape, but they were these points. And the dog skins had just been stretched over them. Hundreds of dozens at least.
It was like he was turning his apartment into a model city.
Yeah.
But like no city that I ever recognized.
Yeah. Cynic doggy New York, as you said at the time.
I did.
Sure. And the chief says when you brought him in, he looked like he hadn't slept for a week.
Yeah, well, at least that.
Yeah.
I run my hand through my hair like a man who's hiding a secret. Badly.
You got something to say, Ferrari?
I just, I ain't been sleeping too good either, and I just thought, talking about the noise complaint, I guess I should have started, sorry, Chief, with the call out to Peter Carter and his girlfriend Peggy Wheeler.
Is that right?
This guy, I didn't think it was connected until I hear all this, and now I'm thinking maybe, when I say I didn't think it was connected, maybe I didn't want it to be connected in all truth. This guy Carter said he'd heard music, so much so that it was bugging him so much that he hadn't slept after visiting clubs with his girlfriend, Peggy. He took hostages. I dealt with it. There were a few complications, and I'm sorry about the fire, Chief, as I say. But the upshot was I got the kids out, and the hostage was fine. But this kid Carter, we got him locked up. I mean, he is not talking about much, if anything. But he definitely said he heard this music, and I went everywhere. I went into his apartment. He was in the next door apartment, and the record player was not playing. He could still hear the music, and I'm pretty damn sure I heard nothing at all, and no one else knew on site. Like, we had some good men there.
And you spoke to the girlfriend?
I spoke to the girlfriend, and she said that they'd been to clubs. She couldn't remember exactly where she'd been, but she thought that the jazz club on Friday had been when it started.
Oh, jazz club on Friday. Is someone taking some notes of this?
I got it all down in a piece of paper here.
In fact, and I get my notepad out and feel a bit more.
Yeah, I tell you what, there's definitely a connection there, because our second case was also linked to these clubs, this music. We had the missing persons. We had Maria Vestry, who we just brought in, who Steele here just brought in. She went missing. Her husband was frantic, took her kids with her, but all we knew was she'd been going to these clubs. And she'd been seen going that way with the kids as well, which didn't make no sense to me, because you can't bring a kid to that club. But either way, we just found her in a motel, trying to suffocate her own kids. She managed with one of them. One's dead, one might be saved. Now, I don't know if there's some dead kid music going around here, but there seem to be babies lining up on slabs like nobody's business.
We do have a lead on one of the clubs.
Oh, is that so?
Yeah.
When I booked Mrs. Vestry, I searched her coat and purse, and I found this matchbook for the Riles Club, Staten Island.
Riles Club.
Might be a coincidence, but I don't know. When you've been a detective as long as I have, you learn that if there's enough evidence pointing to something, it's not a coincidence.
That's good work, Steele. Let me tell you, it was the dreams and the lack of sleep when the chief mentioned it to me. You're talking about music making people kill their children. What I know is good, honest police work is what's needed to solve even the most esoteric of cases.
Yeah.
I worked with a young man once who talked of traveling and in dreams, but I have to say he was one of the best police officers I ever worked with, and that was because he looked at the details. So,
you know, it's all this modern music. It encourages the young people to kill each other.
Yeah, it's true.
Well, that's a theory, Steele. I'm not sure I agree with it.
The Lindy Hop and all that.
These Pulp Fiction novels are so violent. It scrambles their brains.
Let's have a lick. Let's have a look at this.
Let's have a lick. Let's have a good old lick.
Let's have a lick.
Is that an Irish expression?
Hey, put on some tunes. Let's have a lick. Let's have a look at this journal that you picked up, Ferrari. You said you read it.
I skimmed through it.
Skimmed it?
Yeah, it's, well, you know.
Well, listen.
It was on site.
That's why they call you Ferrari, I guess. You don't skim. You read in detail. Who wants to read the first entry? Read it to me. And he picks up the book and sort of goes to toss it to anyone who's going to hold out. Immediately he goes to toss it to Ferrari. Do you hold your hands out?
I think I'll take it because I feel like I don't want anyone else to. Yeah, I'm not crazy now, so I don't want anyone else to necessarily slip over. So I do. I think I go for it as fast as I can. I trip slightly on the chair, which is next to me, and you two are used to me with my long limbs.
Yeah.
Crashing into things. It's almost like I'm always off for a sprint, and I just can't stop myself. And I sort of clumsily pick it up, and I go, "Sorry, Chief." I'll read it.
So you've skimmed through this whole journal, and as far as you remember it only really covers the past week or so. But you haven't sort of sat down and forensically read the whole thing.
No, I don't think I did that with a single entry, distressingly.
No. So you just turn to the first entry. Oh, I should tell you what date it is today, really. That would be helpful, wouldn't it? It's the 29th today. 29th of August, Monday the 29th. And the diary begins on Tuesday the 23rd. Do you want to share it with the room?
I will, Detective Inspector. Mr. Moran.
You call me Moran, that's fine.
Moran.
Call me Peacock if you like. My friends do.
Renzo. It's a pleasure. Tuesday 23rd. I dreamt of this strange place again last night. The visions of Saturday night alarmed me so much, but I put that down to too much strong liquor at the Uproot earlier that evening. But the dreams are growing more vivid still, and this time I fancy I could control my movements in the dream world. Once again I heard that name. Kadath? ? I know not if it's some place or person, but I feel drawn by it. I'm now keeping a dream diary, thinking I may more accurately plot my journey through those green lanes and pretty stone towns. Last night I bought a map, if only I could see it when waking, and hired from the innkeeper's steed. He's got crazy spelling. I don't think he's that educated. Yeah.
Well, try not to judge.
Sure thing. Right.
Although, he did kill his baby, so maybe we can judge. Judge him on his crimes, not his education, is what I'm saying.
Damn straight. So he hired from the innkeeper's steed. He called it a zebra, but it was to my eyes more like a painted donkey.
Oh my God. What would you call that? A zonkey?
Yeah, I guess a zonkey.
A horse.
Anyway, there's a bit more.
Sorry.
To my great annoyance, I had only just left the town and could see the mountains rising beyond when the baby began his infernal wailing and I was roused from sleep. I fell to sleep again but could not return to that wondrous place. Holy crap.
And that's the first entry.
That's the first entry, yeah.
Well, let's stop there.
Right.
Thanks.
But he killed his kid because kept disrupting his dreams?
So look, I saw other references, yeah. I mean, that's what it looks like, right? I mean...
Yeah.
I don't think this guy served. I don't think he's had some kind of easy excuse for, like, coming back from seeing something he shouldn't see.
Yeah.
So the two of you know that I jumped out of an aeroplane into a tree and hurt myself. And so during the war...
Nigel Farage.
Yeah, exactly. So could no longer serve. So it's like everything comes back to the war for me.
Yeah.
But this name, this place, this thing, Kadath.
Yeah.
He's looking for it throughout the whole thing.
Right.
Well, as I say, the dreams are interesting. They're the things that got me down here, but it's the police work that'll solve the cases. Am I right?
Well, yeah. You're not wrong.
Right.
So what have we got? What have we got in the real world? I don't want to know what he's dreaming about. What he's...
That's right. We don't need to know what this guy's got in his crazy dream.
That's all right, Mac.
I think one of the first places we should check out is this Riles Club. It's the only lead we got on one of the clubs that we know one of the perps went to.
Read that entry again in the diary.
Tuesday 23rd, I dreamt of that strange place again last night. The visions of Saturday night alarmed me so much, but I put that down to too much strong liquor at the Uproot earlier that evening.
Stop.
The Uproot.
The Uproot. Capital U. So it's, yeah.
You know that place?
I know the Uproot. Well, I don't know it.
So we got the Uproot, we got the Riles Club.
Right.
There's something going on at these places. There must be something that connects them.
It's a shame it's not the same place, but...
Well, let's talk to Peggy Wheeler and see what she says.
Yeah. Either way, if they're clubs, we can go to them. We can find them.
Yeah.
My hunch, and this is just a hunch, is that if people are talking about the music, if music is something that's going to connect these clubs, then it's probably going to be they book the same singer, the same band.
Yeah, well, he said Saturday, right? And we got a date in that journal, so we can work out who was playing that night.
And I bet you dollars to donuts, the perps are going to be connected to the artist that is playing these clubs. It's going to be drugs or something like that.
Yeah.
Some kind of religion, I think, Steele.
Yeah, it could well be.
Or possibly some hoo-ha.
Like maybe with drugs attached. I think I like your lead.
My suspicion is that it'll be a musical group that are using their ability to be booked in different clubs, move around the clubs. They're using that as a cover to smuggle contraband around, pushing it on people, driving them crazy.
I like it.
That's my working hypothesis.
That makes a lot of sense. I like it, Steele. This stuff always comes down to liquor or drugs or...
Yeah, it could be, Mac. I hope you're right.
I furiously rub the back of my head like a man trying to hide a secret badly.
You right there, Renzo?
You feeling all right, Ferrari?
Sure. Sorry, Chief. And I think I look at Steele and Carmel at that point with sort of haunted eyes. As if I want to say something, but don't dare in front of these two senior police officers.
I just say, here. Hey, Renzo, you want to smoke?
Yeah, sure. And I put the dregs out of the one I've got. Like just chain straight into the next one.
Yeah, yeah. You look like you're almost finished. Have one of these.
So, you got some leads, fellas, right? One of you...
Yeah.
You boys want to check out the Uproot, the Riles Club?
Yeah. And who we reporting back to, you or Mr. Moran here?
Well, me, of course. I'm the chief.
Yeah.
Moran's here to help out, but, you know, I
see.
I'm still your chief.
Yeah, no, of course. He's an outside consultant. No offense to you. I'm just saying, you know, we get anything on dreams, we talk to Moran. We get anything on the cases, we talk to you, that sort of thing? Or are you guys just hanging out here?
Well, how about you boys? How would you feel if I came along for the ride? Been a while since I've flexed the old muscles.
Since Bright's taken the day off, makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Carmel, Steele?
Yeah. A friend of the chief's, huh? And also, you know, the more bodies we have. I mean, I seen some stuff today I'd never seen. We don't know what we're getting into here. We got to take it serious. So an extra gun, always wanted.
Sure. Well, let me, Chief, can you get me a sidearm?
So what are you waiting for? Get going.
And he screws up a piece of paper and goes to throw it at someone's head, but he can't decide who.
I'm going. I'll pocket the journal again.
So you got a few leads to check out. Who's taking what? Someone want to speak to this Peggy Wheeler? Someone want to check out the Riles, the Uproot?
Well, let's check Wheeler right now, and then we'll head over to whichever one she fingers.
Yeah, my instinct is there's no point splitting up.
We can talk to Peggy. We can talk to Mrs.
Vestry.
Mrs. Vestry, and we can talk to Clark.
Gable?
Clark Price as well.
Sure.
Let's get them all in a room, or in 3 separate rooms, and we'll take them one at a time.
Break some well-deserving teeth.
The old bad cop routine.
Yeah, yeah.
An Italian, yeah. Okay, let's do this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the old bad cop, Italian cop routine.
Yeah. Bad cop, Irish cop, Italian cop routine. We got them all.
Sure. We can get. If you think you might be able to get any sense out of Vestry or Price, we could get you in a room with them. Sure.
I'll get sense out of Price, but I don't hit ladies.
Well, is Peggy Wheeler still hanging about? I know she was anxious about her fella.
I think it would be good to. I told her not to leave town, so yeah, I thought she was still here. Ah, damn it! I'll check.
Well, the 2 perps we got downstairs. That's an easy job.
I open the door and say, "Hey, Cindy."
Huh.
Oh yeah?
Is that lady here? That nice lady, Peggy Wheeler, Peter Carter's girlfriend?
Oh yeah, I think the desk sergeant just gave her coffee. She was real worked up. I think she's still here.
Okay, I'll get on to that one. You two, I'll meet you, how long do you need?
Not long.
Half an hour?
Hey, Carmel, how about you take Mrs. Vestry and I'll speak to Clark Price?
Yeah.
Thanks, Cindy.
Okay. Hey, Cindy, that drink later. It might have to wait.
Oh, that's all right.
It's been a busy one, I'm sorry. But hey, I'll take you somewhere nice.
She blushes and dashes back to the typing pool.
I look at Carmel in awe. I was going to say, as I was leaving, Mr. Moran, do you want to come?
I'll just get some affairs in order, and then...
Sure.
If you're heading out, I'll come with you.
Yeah, it's that kind of town. Best to get your affairs in order before you go out on the beat.
Ain't that the truth?
I'll see you two down by the lockers in, 20?
Yeah, let's say 20.
If that, sure.
You know what we'll be.
And, I'll head over to talk to her.
And the other 2 of you, I think, head down to the cells where Vestry and Price is the 2 you wanted to speak to, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I defer to Steele. I'll go to Vestry if he's going to Price. That makes sense, right? Was that what you said?
I think she'll respond well to your style. And I think Price...
Least said the better, yeah.
I think my style might work on Price.
Enjoy.
I crack my knuckles.
So let's start with Ferrari and Peggy Wheeler.
Yeah.
So Ferrari, you find Peggy Wheeler just in the sort of kind of like the reception area where the desk sergeant's just given her a coffee and she's just sat there kind of glassy-eyed, not really knowing what to do to herself. With herself. To herself.
Don't do anything to yourself. Don't. It's bad enough already. I'm Miss Wheeler. I'm glad I caught you.
Oh, detective. How's Peter?
Listen, all right. It's gonna be a long process for him, but it's just a great thing that the kids got away. The damage to the property is a real shame. Obviously, he will face charges for that. So,
I didn't know he'd damaged the property. Nobody told me about that. I heard that.
I think it was just, a byproduct of the events, and I try not to think about the fact I threw my cigarette into the grass and set fire to the back of the house.
Fucking hell!
Can't wait to hear this.
And I'm now blaming the perp, but of course it will of course make the paperwork go so much more smoothly if it is his fault. So
yeah,
I hope these 2 end up together so they get married and call themselves Ferrari Wheeler.
Fantastic.
Yeah, she's quite attractive, I seem to remember. So,
Yeah.
There's I feel like there's a connection between us. Ferrari Wheeler. Anyway.
Wait till you find out about my old partner who was murdered.
Oh, there's backstories.
I've been thinking about my backstory.
Jesus. Anyway, look, I've got a real important question for you. Sit down. You got some coffee, right? Do you need you don't need a bagel with that?
No, I'm fine. I got offered a donut.
No, because Benson's always got bagels. He's always got bagels.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Good. He does good cream cheese ones.
Can I speak to Peter, or?
Oh, no, I'm afraid to say that won't be possible. Look, I want to do everything I can to help him, and I've got a lead. I said to you that he thought he started hearing this music when he was, it was Friday, you mentioned. You went to a club. You couldn't recall the name of the club.
Friday, That's right. Yeah, I think it was Friday. He hadn't really slept right since Friday.
And the two of you were there together, right? The club?
Yeah, we were. Yeah. I know you mentioned it, so I've been kind of racking my brains to remember all the...
Sometimes it's easier when you get a little prompt, so I'm just going to say, do you think it was the uproot?
No.
What about the Riles Club, Staten Island?
No, I have been there, but not for quite some time.
Okay.
Certainly wasn't one of those.
Okay. That's a real shame, but at the same time, it's always important to work out the dead leads and find the one that's alive.
Sure.
And you really
only it was...
Listen, sometimes the stress of the thing can get in the way, right? You know?
That's right.
Sometimes we feel like we feel like we're under too much pressure to be able to remember.
That's what it feels like right now.
You know, you're a young woman with your life ahead of you, got everything going for you. I understand. You got to try and take that pressure off. Just close your eyes, and I reach out my hand and I take her hand. I say, just breathe, close your eyes, and try to focus on that lovely evening with Peter before things changed, because it'll be a precious memory for you.
That's true. It is, in a way, although kind of horrible knowing what came after.
Try not to think about what happened after that. Try and go back to that one moment and cherish it. And do you remember anything about where you were?
I just remember the music was quite unpleasant. Like, it was...
wild.
It was brass. I know it was like whining...
Wild brass jazz.
Kind of very high, whining. Yeah. Are you attempting...
I was attempting a charm roll to see if that would soften her into a better state of... It's the best I've got.
Nice.
Your charm is good, is it?
It's 50. It's 50.
You could give me a charm roll.
I mean, I could try and get my gun to come out of my hand really, really quickly and shock her into it. Because I'm really good at that.
You're good at that. Oh, give me a charm roll.
That's funny. So you're the fast talker, right?
No, you are.
Not the fast talker.
No.
But I do have one social skill.
Yeah, so do I.
He's the quick draw expert.
Okay, because I'm smooth, but I've got fast talk as my social skill.
Whereas I'm smooth and fast. That's it.
There you go.
Which is why I'm in awe of you, because you work so quickly with your charm.
Yeah.
Whereas I'm so slow with my charm, and yet I'm just
physically fast
all over the place,
but ineffective. Super clumsy.
Catherine Wheel.
It's not a great start, guys. First die roll of the evening. It's the devil's numbers, 66.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm going to ask you to roll me something different instead, having failed that.
Sweet.
How's your spot hidden?
45. Still good.
Okay. Well, so having failed your
charm
attempt, she's put it this way: if you were to pass a charm roll, I'd give you a bonus die on your spot hidden.
Yeah,
but I can't tell you why. But you could just roll spot hidden straight.
I think seeing that, like, maybe she pulls her hand away and she's a bit kind of...
It's exactly what she does. She pulls her hands back.
Yeah. And I realised that she's perhaps misinterpreting this as... I'm not saying maybe she's picking up on something which is true, which is that I do find her attractive and I am a bit lonely. And, you know, my mother's always telling me I need to settle down with a nice girl. I mean, like, even Steele said that the other day. I know it was a joke, but it's like, I did hear it, and I thought, why the hell was he saying that? Is he telling me to get out of the force? Can I not make it? Can I not prove myself to him?
You can't live above the deli forever, Renzo. Get yourself a nice girl.
That is a 28 on my 45. Better.
On your spot hidden?
Yeah.
Fantastic. So you fail to charm her. She pulls her hands back, but you see as she pulls her hands back, she clasps her purse tightly that she's got on her lap. And she's clasping her purse, and she's saying, "Detective, I just can't remember. I'm sorry."
Sure. No, that's no problem. I'm concerned that Peter could. I mean, he could really go down for this. Taking a hostage is a problem. If it had just been the woman, I could put a word in, but it's the kids as well. It was luck that I got them all out alive. He had a knife in his hands. I have to report that. Unless you help me. And I look around. Listen, you're a good kid. I can see that. Even though clearly she's only about We're basically the same age.
Mm.
I could drop the knife point. I don't think anyone necessarily needs to know that. I could say that the kids weren't threatened. I could say that he came quietly.
Well, that would be wonderful.
I can't do that if you don't help me.
What do you need?
If you're holding out on me about anything, I need to know it. And I'm afraid to say I need to know it now.
I'm not holding out. I can't remember anything.
You're not holding out. And I sort of raise both eyebrows and I look at her purse and I look at her. You're not holding out on me.
Wait. I might have... Let me look. And she opens her purse and she starts...
My gun's in my hand.
Shoots you dead.
Flicking through her receipts and stuff. And she says, wait. Friday. The harbour side.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
The harbour side.
Boys, we're going to be touring the docks.
We're going to be clubbing all night.
We were at the harbour side club on Friday night. The harbour side club.
All right.
It's a jazz club.
All right.
If we're lucky, it's all just different names for the same club.
Jazz, the devil's music.
I think your theory is, I think you're onto it with it's the Beatles are moving around from club to club, creating mania.
And she says, would you like the receipt? Would it help?
It would be incredibly useful.
And she hands it over to you. We cut down to who is it speaking to? Who is it speaking to? Price.
Me.
That's Steele.
So you get taken down to the cells, and the jailer, for want of a better word, shows you to his cell. And he says, "He ain't said a word since he came in."
That doesn't surprise me. Yeah, give us a minute alone, would you?
Sure thing, Steele.
Let me think about this. So I
never start with the head. The subject gets all woozy, finds it hard to answer questions.
Is he like handcuffed to the table?
He's in a cell.
Oh, right.
So it's less like over the desk, like sort of modern. It's more, I think Clarice Starling and Hannibal Lecter.
Right.
Nice.
And the cell's open. I can go in.
You can if you like, but I mean, if you call the guy back, he might let you in. But at the moment, you're speaking to him through the bars.
Oh, right. Fine. Okay. I say, all right, Price. I'm getting a picture of what was going on here. I got some questions for you, and, well, I hope you do this the easy way and just tell me, because if you tell me some stuff, not only will it go better for you in the long run, and at the moment, you're not in necessarily as much trouble as you could be. There's some people who've done far worse than you. So if you just tell me what you know, answer my questions, you might help us stop some real bad stuff happening. And you might even get out of here. So, I gotta ask you, your neighbor said that she saw you sometimes coming back late. You'd been to clubs. Where'd you go? What's the club called? Give me a name.
He's sort of staring off into the middle distance. And you ask him that question, his face screws up a bit, like he doesn't quite understand what you're driving at. And he just says, "Well, a lot of clubs."
Oh, really? Did you have a favorite?
I like music, just all the jazz clubs.
All right, so you go to these jazz clubs. What would be the thing that would make you go to a particular club on a particular night? Someone playing there? A particular group of friends that you'd associate with would be going? What is it?
I don't know, I guess. Maybe if there's a band I haven't heard before, or somewhere playing real good jazz.
And did you have a favorite band?
No, not really. I like to look out the unknown artists, you know? People who just love music like I do.
Fucking hipster.
Maybe not the big names.
Uh-huh. Did you have a particular unknown artist who you found that you really liked, you thought was better than the others?
No,
Anything you're particularly proud of discovering?
I sort of I try to see lots of different artists. I don't follow one group. I don't know why you're asking me these questions.
You don't need to know why I'm asking these questions. I'm asking the questions. You just have to tell me the answers. I thought I was pretty clear on that. All right. So you go to all the different clubs.
Yeah, you know, the Uproot, the Riles Club, the Harborside, all those places.
Uh-huh. Out of those clubs, what do they have in common?
East Side Jazz, the Cool Cat Club, the Late Night Spot, the Old Jar, the Penny Pot, the Blue Note, the Green Note, the Yellow Note. And he just starts listing off like loads and loads of clubs.
All right, shut up. All right, sorry. Are any of these clubs connected in some way?
They all play jazz.
Right. All right. Do you know when the first time was that you decided you was going to make a papier-mâché model of some building out of dogs?
Oh, I suppose...
There must have been something that kicked that off. People don't just do that in...
You'll fall into that.
People don't do that in art class.
I just started having these visions or dreams, I suppose, where I saw this beautiful city maybe a week ago.
And a week ago, was there a club you'd gone to that night that inspired this dream of yours?
I'm sorry, Detective. I can't remember.
Oh, that's okay.
Turns away.
Hey, and I put my hand through the bars. You want to smoke?
No, thank you.
Really? All right.
And I'm going to cut to John Carmel, who's down the other end of the corridor, speaking through the bars to Maria Vestry, who's in there sobbing.
Maria, you want to smoke? It'll calm your nerves.
Oh, God. Are they okay? Are they all right? Tell me they're all right.
Now, before I tell you, you need to tell me why you were trying to harm your children.
I don't remember. I wanted them to be as peaceful as when they dream. I don't know.
Right. Well, you certainly went about that in a strange way. So you're saying you wanted them quiet?
No.
They were too loud for you?
Why?
You wanted them dead?
Of course not. Are they dead?
No. They're both just fine.
Oh, thank God. Thank God.
So, there's no need for tears. Smoke? Yeah. So now you know they're okay. No thanks to you, I'll add. You want to tell me what all this is about dreams? Why you wanted them to be so quiet?
Not quiet. I just wanted them to be peaceful. They're so peaceful when they dream. They're so peaceful when they dream.
How do you know they're dreaming? How do you know they're not just sleeping, thinking of nothing?
I don't know. Because I'm so peaceful when I dream.
How do you know? You might be rocking about, thrashing around in your sleep.
I don't understand.
Well, I'm saying you're implying a lot of stuff that I don't think you got evidence for. It sounds to me like you're trying to excuse yourself from murdering your kids.
Murdering? I thought you said they were...
Trying to murder your kids. They're fine, but you stuffed plaster all over their faces and you were suffocating them. Now don't try and tell me that's trying to make them peaceful. That's a god-awful leap to make. So what made you take that decision? Why didn't you just give them a bit of whiskey and a hot milk?
I don't know.
And send them to sleep that way to dream?
I don't know. I can't understand it. I don't know. I don't know.
Okay. No one told you to do it? No one said, hey...
No.
your kids, they're peaceful when they dream? I got a little tip. Cover their faces in plaster. It just came to you.
I don't understand what's happening.
Okay, I'll tell you what's happening. You're in prison. Well, the police cell. And if you ever want to see your kids again, you're going to start answering my questions because you made an attempt on their lives.
I don't have any answers. Things have been so strange.
Okay, Maria, let's say I believe you. Let's talk about leading up to it. We spoke to your husband. He's worried sick. Why'd you leave? Was he beating up on you?
No, he's a good man.
Beating up on the kids, is that it?
No.
Okay, so why'd you leave?
I don't know.
Right.
I don't understand what's been happening. What day is it? What day is it?
Okay, what day is it?
Monday the 29th.
It's Sunday.
Sunday, that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. So you've not been gone long, but I need to get to the bottom of this. Now, your sister we talked to, she said you'd be going to these music clubs. You went out dancing, listened to music. Is that right?
Last night I went to... I can't remember. I think I went out.
You remember the club?
I don't know.
Listen to me, Maria. My patience is quite good, but you've done something bad here, and I can help you, okay? But I need you to remember where you went. I need you to remember what club you went to, what music it was, who was with you. I need you to focus.
I'm going to say, for sake of argument, that at some point Steele has told you that he found a matchbook for the Riles Club.
Riles Club. Well, he did, because he said that in the chief's office. So,
yeah, I mentioned that in the office.
Yeah, so I say, what was it? Was it the Riles Club? That the place?
Yeah. I think it might have been. I think it might have been the Riles.
Well, you had a matchbook from there, so I thought that would make sense. So you took the kids there?
No.
That's not normal, right? They don't usually admit kids, do they?
Why would I take the kids to a club?
Well, do you remember leaving from your house?
I guess.
Remember taking the kids with you?
No.
Okay, so why do you go to this club Riles? Is it the music? What's up with the music? You enjoy jazz?
I don't remember anything.
At this point, she falls into sob.
Right, okay.
Oh, God.
Becomes inconsolable.
Could I do some sort of roll to see if I reckon if there's any more to get out of her, or if it is just catatonic, sort of like she's no use for now?
I think you get the impression that you're not going to get anything more out of this woman.
Okay. All right, in which case I say, you want me to light that thing for you?
And she just throws it into the corner of the room and carries on sobbing.
Well, that's gratitude for you. Just so you know, it's Monday, not Sunday, and at least one of your children is dead, thanks to you.
Fucking hell.
And then I call over the guard and I just say, make sure she ain't got no laces. Watch her.
Sure.
And I walk back up.
Will prove untrue. Then what will I do? Maybe.
God, that was horrible. I don't know why was that horrible. Fuck her. She's trying to kill her kids.
Because we're human. That's what it is. They think that we aren't.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
We're human too.
Exactly.
Then maybe you'll ask me to come back again, and maybe I'll say